And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go hard, and just because I get what they're going with this.
Right.
They just want to make sure you're, completely comfortable being yourself and completely unashamed.
Affable, gregarious.
Yeah. So I just started wall twerking.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's what won them over.
That is so cool. Yeah. Hi. Well, hello. Hello, my wonderful Pho Queens and Pho Kings. My name is Jonathan Garano, and welcome to another episode of Spill the Pho. That's right, Spill the Pho, a podcast where basically for the first 5 to 10 minutes I talk and I rant and I rave, whatever comes to the top of my head, and then after that I bring someone on, to talk with, usually someone in the creative industry who's my friend, and we just chit-chat. We go over how they were able to be successful in their creative career, but more importantly, we just have a simple conversation. And that's what I love about this podcast, is I'm doing something that I absolutely love. I am, stressed out to the max right now, and this podcast is the only thing that kind of, brings out that foundation of peace. And I'm really excited because for the very first time in a very long time, the guest that I'm bringing in, his name is Sam Lee. All right, has over 80,000 Instagram followers, is part of the Smile Squad, which is this media company that has kind of a big presence on Facebook with over 5 million followers, and they generate over 1 billion video views doing sketches that really focus on cultural topics. An example would be what it's like being a deaf person, or what it's like to have a Chinese boyfriend, etc., etc. And Sam Lee is part of the Smile Squad, and he kind of discusses and dissects, his whole journey into how he became a successful creator who's able to do, sketches full time with Smile Squad. And the guy who owns Smile Squad is Markian. So I'm excited for that. But right now, in this moment, there's a lot of things going in my head. There's a lot of things that I just want to talk about for a quick second. The first thing, which is important, is I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. Now, the last time I saw my barber was in February, and it is August 2020. That means it's been close to around 7 months, and for the very first time, I'm going to get my haircut. And because of Corona, his barbershop is closed, so he texted me and says, I have an underground barbershop studio. You're going to go to this location. You're going to do a little tappity tap tap and a text. And then from there, I will open the door and I will lead you in. Like, how cool is that? All right. I feel like a hipster going to a bar. Okay. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited about that tomorrow. I'm enjoying my curls. I did not know that I had curly, long hair. Because I usually cut it really short. And a lot of girls have been DMing me saying, hey, Jonathan, don't cut your hair because it's beautiful and it's gorgeous. But you know what I say? I say, listen, okay? I say, listen. You know how you put on makeup and you dress up and you say it's not for anybody else, but it's for yourself? Well, you know what? In my case, I am cutting my hair for me. All right? I grew out my hair because I thought it was cute for me. All right? Yes, do I love the compliments when girls say, you look hella cute with long and curly hair? Of course I enjoy it. In fact, I feel, I'm one of the biggest joys that I get is when girls compliment my looks or my smile or my voice or whatever it is, or the fact that they think that I'm attractive. But at the end of the day, I'm doing things for me. I am cute. I want to look cute for me. So I'm cutting my hair. Not all of it, just cleaning it up a bit. Okay? The second thing that I am thinking about recently, so it's kind of a marketing thing. I own this company called Do Good Media. I just made an LLC, which I'm really excited about, and basically I help creators and brands make money online, which has been really, really fun. And something came into my mind the other day. And when I mean the other day, I really mean actually the other day. I was having a meeting, and in the marketing meeting, here I am on Zoom with the marketing team of this company, and everyone on the team is white. I'm talking about it's me and 5 white people in this marketing meeting. And so when you have a department where your sole job, especially a marketing department, where your sole job is to come up with creative and ideas and strategies to reach out to an audience to buy your product, because these individuals in this marketing team lack diversity, what ends up happening is the content and the demo and the things that you create is for, in this case, people that have a white lens. And time again, I've been saying this because I have like 5-6 clients now, and every single marketing meeting, I'm just surrounded by white people in these marketing teams. And of course, when I ask them, what is your key demo? Who are the people that are purchasing your product? They usually go, well, the people that are buying our product are ages between 25 to 35, and they just happen to be white women. And it just makes me think, because if you want your products to kind of be like globalized in a way, right? To reach beyond a certain niche. It's okay to start with niche, of course, because you need that initial profits of like, hey, listen, if this subsection of a group is continuously buying my product, then yes, start there. But as you begin to grow, I think it's crucial that you hire people with different viewpoints. Because we live in a globalized world where there are so many different markets out there, and you have to be able to reach them, that you should be hiring people that have the lens that can cater to that specific community, if that makes sense. You know? Because as much as I love the money, it would be nice to shoot a commercial, to have a strategy that doesn't always happen to have a white lead. You know? That's just what I've been thinking about lately, and I think this is crucial, that yes, in this time where we are in this remote society of work, that you can definitely hire, people that are quote unquote different, diverse, as you could say, from your core team. But because the fact that we're working in this remote world, I feel that basically what I'm saying is I do not like remote schooling and remote work. And I'm not going to get into the whole schooling part, but I'll explain about the work. Yes, there are avenues of it that are fantastic. It's efficient. It's effective. Great. I think maybe it's a 50-50 thing where some of the work should be remote and the other work should be, in the office. And the reason why I say it should be in the office is this. One of the best ways to really have a connection with your coworkers, one of the best ways to really understand and begin to empathize the diversity within your team. Basically, these things happen, near the water coolers. These things happen with side conversations. These things happen, right after work when you decide to go for a walk together on the sidewalk, or when you decide to do a one-on-one and, just chit-chat for a second to have that minutia blabber. Because when you're on the internet, when you're on remote, every single time that you have to communicate with each other on Slack or on Zoom or through an email, the context or the words that come out of your mouth has to be perfect, has to be presented in a way where there is some context of professionalism, where the idea of what you want to create is already there. So it doesn't leave room for an open-ended thought, an open-ended loop. So new ideas can't really spring up. An example of this is this. I used to work at this company called Hint Non-Sugar Flavored Water, and one of my coworkers, who is one of my best friends now, we would just go out to lunch, and we would just talk about whatever. I'm talking about girls to snack foods to sports to whatever. And it is through that hour of conversation, through that minutia, through that blabbering, where you begin to create like this evolving thesis of thoughts, which suddenly turns into a concrete idea, which turns into, oh my gosh, this can be a new creative strategy for an ad, a process to help the company. You know, it's those side conversations that can lead to something creative. In addition to that, him learning about my belief systems, him learning about where I came from, him learning, my family life, he began to really understand and begin to empathize what it means for a person who grew up, in welfare, in an under-resourced community. And it's through that empathy, he's like, oh my gosh, I have a different lens of how the world works. What happens with remote work is because you have to present yourself already presenting an idea that is already layered with a concrete foundation. Again, you lack that open-minded loop, that open-minded blabber of a thought, of an idea that can come out of nowhere. I'm not saying that you lose inspiration. I'm just saying that ideas out of nowhere are less likely to unexpectedly arrive to you because you are closing that door, that thought of anything can come in. Of course, minutia can be, very detrimental because sometimes you can waste time. I'm just saying there has to be some sort of balance here. Because at the end of these marketing meetings with like these 5 white individuals and me, we turn off and we click end meeting on Zoom. Guess what? I'm never going to see them again until the next meeting. I'm not going to be able to talk to them until I write them an email. But imagine if those 5 individuals that are all white and me, imagine if we were in the office place and I'd be like, yo, Rebecca or Ben or Skylar or, Chris or Chad or whatever your name is. Dude, let's just go for a walk. Let's get to know each other for a second. Let's chit chat. And it is through that development is that we're able to really get outside of our own, bubble. Because when we click end meeting on these Zoom conversations, when we log out of our email, when I turn around, I am still in my own community. I'm not really growing. Even myself, I'm not growing, right? Because the only way that you really begin to grow in anything, and also to establish new ideas, is to actually meet up, feel the energy, feel the vibe, be in the presence of a different community. To begin and by doing that, you will be able to have a different lens when walking around in the world. Yes, you can read history books. Yes, you can watch TikTok videos. Yes, you can have as many Zoom meetings as you can, but experiencing it in real life outside of a computer screen, where you're actually witnessing it firsthand, where you're actually feeling it firsthand, that energy, that vibe, where you can ask open-ended questions, is when you'll truly begin to grow. So that's what I've been thinking lately. Thanks for listening to me on that. Anyway, we have a fantastic guest today. His name is Sam Lee. Again, I described him. He was part of the Smile Squad, has close to 80,000 Instagram followers. The Smile Squad generates, close to 1 billion views on Facebook, like every couple months or every 3 months or so. And he is a fantastic soul. So with that said, I'm excited to introduce you to Sam Lee. Okay, Sam.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie, this has been a while since I've been doing like live, because I've been doing like all Zoom and stuff.
It's okay. This is my first time. So
you've never done a podcast
can't be worse
before?
than,
you want to relax? Are you okay? Like you can hold it if you want to lean back a little bit, or if you want to stay like this, you can.
I don't know. What's the way that
however you want to feel comfortable.
This was pretty comfortable.
I mean, hopefully the goal is one of these days is I have like a massive studio just for podcasting.
Yeah.
Because I decided, hey, I want to do something with my life besides like helping other creators and brands make money. And I was like, you know what? start a podcast.
Well, this is pretty close. I mean, over half of your room, because I'm looking at your bed right now.
Yes.
Over half your room is this podcast studio, so it's not bad.
Yes, I said to myself, you know what, Jonathan? I have to do something with my life.
Yeah.
Is that how you felt when you first started getting into this creator business?
No, I think that was just how I felt when I was born.
Okay, so what exactly happened? By the way, you have such a fucking beautiful face.
Thank you. Wow.
And I know that we're living in the coronavirus times.
Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, see that little yellow piece of paper? Negative. Let's go. And then in addition to that, they just took my blood.
Yeah.
Antibodies.
You know, we got tested today. I got tested.
Because you're doing that shoot with Markian. You're going with what? I think you're doing the thing with the girl that you're going to make her day.
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's next Tuesday I'll be doing that. But we just got tested right now. So in 48 hours, I'll find out if...
Well, if you're positive, let me know.
I'll definitely let you know.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I've been trying... Okay, explain this to me.
Yes.
First off, I absolutely love you.
Thank you.
I'm so glad
Jonathan,
I'm here.
I love you too.
Really? Okay, so this is how I found him, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my beautiful people, my faux queens and faux kings. Markian, you work for Smile Squad right now.
Yes, I do.
And we were talking about you secretly behind the doors when he was like looking for new people.
So I've heard.
Yes.
Yes. So the rumors must be true.
Right.
Okay.
And so, really? You've heard this? How?
From you. Oh. From you like last week.
There was like this big audition that was going on, and all these different creators were trying to be part of the Smile Squad.
That's right.
And so many months ago, when you came on and started getting to little videos, I said to Markian, oh my God, this guy's a star.
Yeah. Thank you for seeing that.
Do you ever feel, did you feel like that? How did your career start with creating?
Yeah. Oh man. So I don't know if I quite felt like that, but I definitely felt like I wanted to do this, be an entertainer for a career. And I definitely felt like I could see myself doing it just because I really enjoyed, being out there. I really enjoyed making content and, making people laugh and, just giving people emotion, giving people emotional life. And I really enjoyed the process personally. But I guess it all started maybe high school, college.
Like when you were like 17, 18 years old?
Yeah, I was young. I was young when I really wanted to do this.
Wait, so did you like start off as a theater kid, or you were just
I'm
going to put on a camera and start talking in front of it?
It was almost like that. It was like, because I actually thought like theater, like high school theater, like for some reason I thought it was really cringy. Like I didn't really think much of it. And like now that I've obviously done so much theater, I have so much more respect for what goes on in theater. But like in high school, I guess I just never was around that environment. I guess I was always more drawn to like digital.
Right.
Like digital stuff, especially comedy. Like a lot of people I feel like have this grand story of why they want to make videos, why they want to direct, why they want to pursue entertainment. Like I have so many friends that are like, well, I saw this one Spielberg film and it just changed my life.
I want to change the world.
I want to change the world, right? Yeah, exactly.
And what was yours?
And mine was like watching SNL.
Okay.
And like watching like the Lonely Island. I remember was like,
oh my God, I love Lonely Island.
Dude, they left such a big impact.
I just had sex.
Yeah, classic.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, all of them. They're so good. And like my reason was literally just like, I thought SNL was so funny, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. Like whatever this is, like yeah, I want to do it.
This looks really fun. This is something that I'm entertained. This is like makes me laugh.
Yeah. Well, and it's hilarious now that I've actually been able to do, make videos and comedy videos and make people laugh. It's like crazy because it looks so fun, and it really is. But I feel like a lot of people underrate how much work it actually is. How much like serious.
Well, because you're sitting down, you're writing, you're filming, 6 hours, 7 hours a day, making these sketches?
Yeah.
How many videos are you filming every single day?
Every single day is just probably one.
But that's a lot.
That is a lot. I mean, just for a whole, if you think about it, there's so many things going on, like 20 scenes in a video. The There was one time where I wanted to do 2, but then I was like, ooh.
No.
I was able to do 2 videos, I think, like a couple of times, but they were shorter videos, or they were like easier to shoot. And then I think we film maybe 3 to 4 a week.
Do you ever feel? I mean, okay. Before we even get to all of that, can we like unpack this whole? You're watching SNL. You
Yes.
want to do this. What do you do? Do you just start? Okay, I see Andy Samberg. He's doing his thing. He gets on SNL. He's doing the short videos. You're like, okay, it's my turn. It's Sam Lee's turn.
And that is
what does Sam Lee do?
Dude, that is actually exactly what I did. I like wrote like 3 music videos.
Okay.
And I just shot it, and it was for the school. It was for the school I was going to, because at the time I was like a part of ASB. I was doing like media
Okay.
for like the associate student body.
Of course.
And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take this style and then promote school dances with it, because there's like a platform. Like it's a like people will watch it. So that's what I started doing, and they're pretty dang funny. Look it up. Sam Lee Winter Formal Rap GHS. 2013, 2014, I don't even know.
And then how do you progress from that to, okay, I'm going to carry this on forward with like college? Because you went to UC Berkeley, because obviously
Yes.
you're Asian, so therefore like college is very important, am I guessing?
It was yes.
Did your parents ever go look at the videos and be like, oh, that's nice, but that's just a hobby?
Oh, yes. No,
Oh,
absolutely.
Really? Oh, they were supportive right away about this entertainment thing, or the opposite?
No, opposite. Okay. It was like, great, that's just a hobby thing, but let's be real. Come on, let's be realistic. And I feel like that's like a lot of Asian parents' mentalities, is that they are like, I feel like until you make it, then they're just completely blind to the idea of it. Maybe it's changed now, because again, I started pursuing it in like 2013 and it's crazy how much, diversity happened, how much representation happened in this decade.
What do you mean by that? Like what type of diversity? What type of...
Yeah, so as in like I remember like having a conversation with my mom, I think around like 2015, where I was like, Mom, hey, remember when I wanted to pursue acting 2 years ago in 2013 and you thought it was a really, really dumb idea?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Now there's these like 3 shows that got greenlit for the first time in like forever that had an all Asian representation cast. Like this is the first time that Asian Americans can actually be the lead, can actually be a star, can actually have a career in entertainment, And
we're seen as like almost serious in a way.
Yeah, and
like
it started with Fresh Off the Boat.
Fresh Off the Boat.
It started Crazy Rich Asians. Definitely, of course, it's done so much. I mean, there's a few other shows like Kim's Convenience. There are some of the other shows out there, but I feel like Fresh Off the Boat really was that major breakthrough. I think there was another one too. I'm trying to remember.
There's something that I've kind of like struggle with actually with this like whole Asian representation when it comes to like Fresh Off the Boat and Crazy Rich Asians. I feel there was a lot of Asian content, I guess you could say, out there, like anything with Jackie Chan, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, a lot of like Asian-esque movies.
Yeah.
But once white audiences can relate to a show that has Asian individuals, that's when we're kind of like accepted. So in a way, yes, it's really good. I love the movement of Crazy Rich Asians. Yes, I love the movement of like Fresh Off the Boat. Right. But when I look at that, I see, I'm like, oh my God, this is catered towards white people first, which isn't wrong. I don't think it's wrong because you need to get those eyes out there. And then pretty soon, hopefully, you can start creating content that I can relate to. I mean, look at Better Luck Tomorrow, right? With John Cho, 2000, I think 4 or 5, I think it is. All Asian cast, but it wasn't geared necessarily towards like white audiences first.
Yeah, well, so what's interesting about that, it's like, I feel like there's a weird flip, because I agree. I feel like that's what's happening, like Asian shows made for white audiences, but then at the same time, something really ironic is happening that I think we just got to kind of backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
Is that there's these really white movies catered towards Asian audiences.
Really? Like what?
Like, dude, have you seen like any blockbuster film like Godzilla or like King Kong?
Oh,
or,
shit.
Even the I'm trying to think what else there was.
But don't you think that's just like an emulation stories of like foreign movies? That's not really catered towards Asian audiences.
Oh, but it so was, because they casted.
You think
so? They went way out of their way to like cast it, like certain Chinese actresses so that they can legally get into the Chinese film market. So it was actually very purposefully planned. And actually, there's this whole thing about how like the Chinese government controls a lot of like Hollywood films and stuff.
They do, because that's where all the money comes from.
Absolutely. And so there's like alternate cuts of like Iron Man and stuff like that. And yeah, so it's ironic. It's really ironic because it's like, well, guys, we're right here. Like,
but the lead is still like a white individual.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. Is like that's the irony. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess where I'm coming from is, well, I got to do some research on that. I don't even know that. I guess where I'm coming from is, I wish there were Asian movies in America that were kind of not really catered towards white people, I guess you could say,
right?
But just like stood alone as a movie that anyone could participate and be like, okay, this is good. For example, here's an example: Black Panther.
Yeah.
Right? That movie isn't really catered towards white society. In fact, it's in a way making white society feel uncomfortable, but it's filmed so well, it's scripted so well, that even white audiences that arrive, even though it's going to get there and like make them feel like a little uncomfortable, they still are willing to watch it because it still brings them in. The entertainment value still brings them in.
Right.
Does that make sense?
No, it does.
Because when I look at Crazy Rich Asians and I see like Fresh Off the Boat, I come in and I'm thinking, wow, I as an Asian person cannot relate to this. Yes, I can relate to it in the fact that, yes, I see my, people there.
Right.
And I go, oh my God, I can get accepted. I have a possibility of making it to Hollywood because look at Awkwafina, she's making it happen.
Right.
But I cannot relate to the characters because the characters are written for white society. Does that make sense?
Is there a specific example?
Like Crazy Rich Asians, I just see it like a bunch of rich tourists, and you just change those faces into.
A lot of people.
It's like very classist.
Yeah, a lot of people, and because it's based in Singapore, I believe, and a lot of Singaporeans were like, "This isn't Singapore at all." I can see that. Especially the case with Crazy Rich Asians. But I think there's kind of like, it's like watching The Great Gatsby. That's how I see it. I see Crazy Rich Asians as like a rom-com version of like Asian Great Gatsby. Like, I feel like everybody who's watching it, well, I mean, that's the interesting thing, because even The Great Gatsby, it's like the narrative is based on someone who's pretty regular, who's like a pretty regular guy.
Right.
So I guess Constance's Rachel, was that her name?
Yeah, Rachel.
Rachel's character, I guess she's like a pretty regular. I mean, that's what a rom-com is, right? It's like regular girl, Prince Charming. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, apparently it wasn't portrayed very accurately to Chinese people, and so much of it was like Chinese American, Asian American, Singaporean, like that whole culture. But apparently it was not very accurately.
I just felt, to me, it just like felt a little forced. Like I just couldn't.
It did, but it was entertaining. It was
entertaining. It was entertaining. Yeah. I'm just talking about like relatability of it.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
But I think it's still a good thing because you definitely need these Asian faces to go, okay, yes, I may not relate to it, but hey, we're getting into the door somehow.
I was watching, I was like looking at like this Facebook post, and then somebody was basically highlighting Always Be My Maybe, I think.
Oh, yes.
With Randall Park. And I
love that movie.
I can't get
Ali Wong.
Ali Wong, oh my gosh, yeah.
I saw her live, by the way, twice.
Is she funny?
Oh my God, she's so funny.
I need to see her live.
God, she's so funny.
She looks really funny.
Oh my God.
She looks like she'd be really funny.
I think we did a standing ovation twice.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, in San Francisco. But anyway, go on. So yes. Call me, be my maybe call me
maybe call me.
Yes.
So call me maybe. Yeah. So somebody was basically saying like, hey, this is actually a way better representation of like Asian Americans, but also like look at the platform it was made on with the budget it was made. And it's just like, it's more relatable than Crazy Rich Asians.
I think so,
I
too.
feel like, it's paving the way for stories, for sure.
Yes, I mean, without Crazy Rich Asians, then you don't have...
I think it's like the idea of like commercial success. Like, I absolutely agree with you. Like, if that's, at the end of the day, if all we got was a foot in the door to show people, hey, we could make Asian stories, and that's all that Crazy Rich Asians was able to do, I'm happy with that.
Oh, I'm so happy
You
with
know,
that. I'm just looking for like more relatable stories. I mean, like, okay, so for example, I think one of the first, Asian representation of something that I saw that I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I can relate to this is Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Oh my gosh, that movie is so funny.
And that's because Kumar is a dark Asian.
Yeah,
and I'm a
yeah.
dark Asian.
Yeah.
And so...
What are you, by the way?
I'm Filipino.
Oh, I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it.
Yes. And every time I see an Asian movie,
Yeah.
I have a hard time relating to a lot of, these Asians that are on screen because
Yes.
they have a certain look, and especially if they're the lead, it's like, oh, this Asian dude has features that white society deems acceptable
gosh.
as beauty standards, right? And if they don't, they're going to have an accent, and they're going to be either the father or the mother of the main character who has that acceptable white society look.
Henry Golding, man, he's a very good-looking guy, but I remembered seeing him on a magazine the first time, and he looked so white, dude. He looked like he looked like he belonged in like a 1950s magazine.
Right.
And barely got away with the fact that he was Asian. He looked so white, but I mean, good-looking dude.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, especially when it comes to like Asian males in Hollywood. Okay, so if you're an Asian woman or an Hispanic woman, you can be like full, and you're in a way. Okay, this might sound negative, but like fetishized a little bit. All right.
Sure. Yeah.
But if the lead character, especially if they're a male, if they don't resemble something that white society goes, that is beautiful.
Right.
They're not going to be the lead. Again, they're either going to be like the butt of the joke. They're either going to be, again, the father with an accent.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because I actually relate to them more. Like I relate to Ken Jeong more in Crazy Rich Asians, or Jimmy Yang, who's also in Crazy Rich Asians.
But you know what's funny though is like I wonder sometimes if that's like it's kind of like the chicken or the egg paradox. Like, do you think you relate to them more because they've always been around and described as that, or is it like a product of like what's happened?
I think I relate to it more because they reflect, I guess, what I'm around.
Yeah.
I guess when I see for example, Seth Rogen, he would be, if he was Asian, the side character always. Does that make sense?
That does. Yeah.
Right? And so I just want to see someone that kind of resembles like me, like a dark Asian who is, like I'm 5'7", who could still be the lead without having that geeky, nerdy quality. Does that make sense?
No, it does. It does. But I feel like
look at Kumar. To me, he's just like a normal dude.
Right.
In my circle that I could see.
Right.
Who's also a lead character, even though
Right.
white society would be like, I don't see him as the lead.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you, but it sucks because it's like outside of Kumar, who else?
I mean,
that's what sucks.
But there's Aziz Ansari and there's like Mindy Kaling.
That's absolutely.
I relate to them so much.
Yes.
Because again, here's Aziz Ansari. He's a dark
Yes.
Asian, and again, people would not look at him as like a lead, and yet he's able to still make it like in Master of None 1 and 2.
Well, but also he was in the writers' room. I mean, he kind of came up with the whole thing, and a lot of the trends now is like if you are a minority,
Right.
the way to do it is just to write it for yourself and find a way to get it produced with you you as the lead in mind.
But remember, you also have to make sure that it's commercially viable for white audiences to say
So it's
that
got to
this
be
is-
funny,
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's
here,
gotta be- it's got to be good.
It's got to at least hit the tone of whiteness, if that makes sense.
No, it does. But it does make sense in the sense that like, well, I guess it is made for America. So
Right.
like, I mean,
Look
it
at
wouldn't-
Wong Fu Productions, right? Love them.
Right.
They've opened the door to so many different careers. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I auditioned for them very
Really?
recently, like a week ago.
For
Yeah.
what?
I don't know. It's for a it's an untitled, very like they're very secretive about it. Although I'm sure by the time this is out that they'll be releasing it too. It's like a high school story, something like that. I think I had a good chance. I had a good chance. I think
I'm a very,
really
very.
interested.
I gotta charge my laptop in a second.
Oh yeah, you
I'll
should.
get that cord. But I'm a very, 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 very big fan of like Wong Fu Productions. However,
Oh yeah.
their stories are mainly written for like Asian audiences,
Yeah.
and because of it, their growth hasn't really. It's been great, but it hasn't really, hasn't broke. It hasn't like really.
I agree. I agree
It
with
hasn't
you.
really like broken the threshold just yet.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
No, it does. It does. It makes actually too much sense.
Right?
It's sad how much sense it makes.
But if you look at like Aziz Ansari and
Yeah.
Mindy Kaling, they said to themselves, "Hey, listen, we're going to like write The Office, or we're going to be parts of Parks and Recreation, or different things where white audiences
Well, they really
can get."
diversified
Right.
the whole show is what they do.
You start off hitting the white audiences first, and then you start evolving your content to say, "Hey, white audiences, now that you're my fan, guess what? I'm going to show you my culture."
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that's too true. I think that's actually probably the formula to do it. And I can't really think of like what else you can do.
Because I'm looking at. I'm sorry, I know that we're supposed to like go. I'm just having a conversation. But like I'm thinking about. What's it called? Advertising. So I'm in advertising, right? I help
That's
companies
right.
like sell
Yeah.
their products online. And every company that I work with, their top demo is what we call Mrs. W. White wealthy women who shop at Whole Foods. Maybe it's because I'm selling, products that are like keto friendly and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. But they're the massive purchasing power in America. And then from there, then I can slowly start having a person of color that's an actor. But we always have to start off with, how can we attack Mrs. W first?
Right.
The actress or whatever that I put in has to be white.
Yeah.
And then slowly I can transition into a black actor or an Asian actor once the core audience is used to the product. And that's how I see Hollywood too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's I mean, it's true. It's true unless your product or whatever is so specifically like fits the mold of like, oh, an Asian person can do this. Like I know some tech companies
Yeah.
that are specifically they target their products towards like they're like medical products.
Right.
And stuff like that, like medical med tech products, and they love having Asian people play the faces of stuff because I guess it associates intelligence
Right.
with their product. So, because actually I did an interesting like modeling shoot for them for a company that does that.
Ooh.
So it was just very interesting. They were like really big on.
Are the consumers white?
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're a mix, but I feel like having an Asian person in it is like, I just feel like it'd make more sense.
Interesting.
Even for me, it's like, well, I feel like Asian people are pretty smart, right? So
I mean, that's the
maybe I'm just
perception.
that's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm so used to it. It's always like, because like even in film and TV, man, like I feel like the first like at least when I was growing up, like watching shows, the Asian doctor, right? Or it'd be like the Asian scientist.
Right.
Like, I remember like watching Jurassic Park and seeing an Asian guy being like, whoa, Asian guy, BD Wong. That's the actor who
I love
played
BD
it.
Wong.
Yeah, and he was like Asian scientist guy.
God, BD Wong was also in my daughter's wedding
What?
with Steve Martin.
Oh, I thought you literally meant like you had a daughter and she was married, and I was like, dude, I didn't know you had kids.
Oh, not yet.
I was very
I'm not gonna have any
confused
kids right
by
now
that
in
sentence.
this climate. Oh my God, BD
Yeah,
Wong.
wow.
He's in Jurassic Park.
He was in so much
He's
stuff.
in so many movies.
Yeah.
But hey, back to your whole like career. So you're
Yes.
in college.
Yes.
What the fuck? What are you studying? MCB?
MCB.
Chemical engineering?
Not even close, man. Actually,
English?
dude, all of my roommates were MCB majors for 1 year. I was the only film guy in a
Oh, you were
apartment.
actually a film major when you...
I was a film major. Yeah, I studied film.
Oh my God! So did you do the Coen Brothers class?
I think there was a class.
It's like
It sounds
13
really-
weeks, and you just watch Coen
No,
Brothers.
I didn't
and
take
make an
that
essay.
one. I didn't take that. I think I did like an anime class instead or something.
Oh, it's so
Or something
cool.
else. But yeah.
So you came in as film because you wanted to do film at UC Berkeley.
Yeah, it was kind of a terrible decision actually because I didn't really learn that much about like getting a job. Like practically wise, it's not good, but I feel like the knowledge I have from it because it's a very like they're very big on education and the history.
Right.
They're very big on like the culture of film and everything and like where it comes from. So I feel like I have a very deep understanding of like at least European film, but also like global cinema and like how we got to here, how we
Right.
got to like, I feel like looking at YouTube culture and internet culture now versus if I was like 18 years old and I just graduated high school and I decided to drop out and just go into like making videos,
Right.
it just wouldn't have been the same. Like I think my moral compass is different. I think like
How so? Like, what's like one thing that you think that's really helped you with your videos now through this theory that you were being taught at UC Berkeley?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, UC Berkeley is very big on like just like understanding the politics of everything, understanding the purpose of everything, and I felt like I would be more hesitant to make things that I feel like weren't purposeful to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there are just certain things that I would have a stronger like opinion on. Like I'm trying to think of a specific example here, but like just even watching certain like YouTube videos or certain like vloggers, certain celebrities, like seeing YouTube culture.
Yes.
It's like for me, I felt like my moral compass on it is like, oh man, this is not good for like kids to be watching. And I can write an entire essay on it. Like in my mind.
Right.
Because that's what I was trained to do in UC Berkeley was to analyze things and like just to really understand the impact, the cultural impact that things can have, even as simple as like either videos or platforms, the way platforms are designed for kids and stuff. Like
Right.
I had to literally write essays. Like these are my finals. These are the papers that I
So
got
when you
rated
make
on.
your content, you're thinking about what purpose am I trying to do here?
Yeah, well, not so much that, but I feel like Smile Squad in general, like I feel like that's already been taken care of as I was signing up for it.
Right.
Like just understanding what we're trying to do. My own content, I haven't quite gotten there yet.
Okay.
Like I haven't really sat down to like really think about it. But even like making a specific cultural video, it's like I feel like I'm definitely more like I'm more aware, I'm more sensitive of what other people.
You have more of, since you have more aware, like more of a responsibility to make sure that
Yeah, and I think that's just partially that's like maybe just me also being who I am, but definitely also partially it's like, well, I had to do that for class, you know, I had
Okay.
to do that for school to make sure I was, you know, being accurate and not rushing things.
Do you ever feel like you're compromising sometimes your purpose when you're doing work that is like scripted by, you know, Smile Squad? As in, you're not really, yeah, granted you are creating the content,
Yeah.
but there is a writer's room behind that, right? And there are
Yeah.
certain topics that you have to hit.
Yes.
Is there ever a moment where you have to be like, okay, I have to compromise just a little bit, so therefore it's more entertaining for these
Oh
audiences?
no! I don't think so.
Okay, good.
I think that if I had a video that I was very passionate about, the way that Smile Squad works too is like we're so collaborative as an environment, and if there's something that I'm passionate about, I could take the time to sit down with the writers and be like, hey, let's make this right, sort of thing. But also, we make so many videos that I don't have the time to really, you know, be that picky because we do make so many videos. So most of it is just the trust in the writers. Most of it is just the trust in like the team leadership.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Back to the whole, so your film in UC Berkeley,
Yes.
and then your parents are like, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah.
You graduate. By the way, do you do any like cultural events?
How so?
Okay, so you know how there's like PCN, Filipino Culture Night, and
Yeah,
did you do
yeah.
any of those at UC Berkeley?
Dude, no, I don't. I mean, I I went to go attend a couple, but I don't think so. Only because I was so busy. Like
So
in
busy
my-
making videos, so busy.
Yeah,
Were
I
you,
mean,
were you in Cal TV?
No.
What was your extracurricular activities?
Dude, my extracurricular was acting class. I don't know if I've told you this, but
No, I'm ready. I'm listening.
dude, I was so 100% all in on acting
Yeah.
that, and I this is mainly like, I think my last semester was a little different because at that point I was just like, let me just finish school, and also I met my girlfriend and I spent quite a bit of time with her. And really, yeah. But my first year was like, I spent more time in a drama class in my acting school that I went to.
Wow.
And I went to the school called Beverly Hills Playhouse in San Francisco.
Okay.
They have a ton of alumni. They have a lot of people working.
I did not know that.
And yeah, they're all up and coming and doing great things. But I went to an acting school,
Right.
and I spent more time at that acting school than I did for class. Like realistically, and I spent a lot of time for both. But like, for example, like at that acting school,
Right.
they were like, if you're not putting in 10, 15 hours of work a week
That makes sense.
on this class, then you're not doing this class correctly.
Jesus.
So I made sure I was doing, 10, 15, 20 hours of work at times for that class.
That's how much you wanted this.
Yes. Oh, that's how much I wanted it. And it pays off because I feel like I have such a good fundamental
Foundation of acting.
now for acting. Yeah.
Wait, did your parents know that you were doing...
Oh yeah. No, they were luckily very supportive for a while, because they were able to like just support me and focus on me being able to have a good college experience and not having to like work a part-time. Well, I still actually worked a part-time job,
Right.
But they were like not so big on like you have to completely support yourself. They were like,
that's so nice.
They were very, very nice. But
Oh
they
my
still
God.
like were like go get a job and everything because
Right, they wanna make sure that you make money.
Right.
I mean, my mother said I could do whatever I want to do as long as I'm able to feed myself. you know?
Right. Yeah. So
So that's so cool. So you graduate college, you have this film degree, but you're also taking acting lessons. And then how the hell do you go from there to not only Smile Squad, but different YouTube videos, and then also being in a movie with the new Shang-Chi, Simu Liu,
yeah,
fucking
that's
guy from
right.
Marvel.
I'm excited for that to come out.
Yeah,
I
how
have-
does that even happen?
Oh man, I think it's just
Okay.
little things, man.
Okay, little
It's all
things.
that-
So let's start. Let's
Yeah.
go.
It's I feel like everything I've ever done, like no matter how small, has generated some sort of momentum.
Okay.
Either like lesson wise I've learned something, or just straight up like it's like a resume builder, or like it's something that was a part of my reel.
Right.
But I feel like every small thing I've done has kind of led up to that point, or has maybe somehow contributed to a decision to put me in a place that progressed my career, so to
Right.
speak. But it's kind of crazy because I felt like I stayed in college for way longer, yet way shorter than I would have. And let me explain this because that
Yes.
makes no sense
That
at
makes
all.
no
I know-
sense.
I know what you mean. So I really pushed myself in college. Like I wanted to get out of college and start because
Same.
for me it was like college was just in the way of me wanting to do what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Right. And I mean, it was good because it was like a foundation, like I was learning, but at the same time I was like, well, I don't have to like take the time. I don't have to go slow and do what they're recommending because I'm competent of what I can do.
Exactly.
I'm not there to, socialize and go to parties and do stuff like that.
But you were still able to build some sort of network, hopefully, and also learn a bunch of stuff.
Well, I would say that's all I really focused on was
Yeah, but
like
there's-
meeting friends and stuff.
Okay.
That I truly cared about, that was like in line with what I wanted to do.
Perfect.
I mean, I wasn't like crazy, like just didn't have time for anything. Like I still went and
take
hanged out.
advantage of college, but parties is not one
Right.
thing I'm saying, but like the network itself.
Right. But it wasn't like I was trying to take advantage of like the college system where they kind of want you to be on vacation mode a little bit so that you can stay a little longer.
Okay.
In those colleges, like instead of like 3 courses a quarter or semester or whatever.
Wait, so did you graduate? Okay, explain this to me. So did you graduate early?
So
Okay.
look. So
Okay, I'm
basically,
listening.
I
I'm ready.
would have graduated within like 2.5 to 3 years.
Okay.
When the average is like what, 4 years? And I was
4 and
going
a
at
half,
a,
yeah.
I was going, 4.5. I was going at a pace where I could have done it in 2.5. Like,
Okay.
because I was taking, I'd like three classes, or 3 classes equaled like a certain amount of units or whatever.
Well, that's like 20 units a semester if you wanted to graduate in like 2.5. Did you also
Yeah,
take summer classes too? Then I'm guessing.
So let me unpack like everything that's going on. So
Yeah.
instead of 3 classes, which some people were taking, I was taking like 6 classes at some semesters.
Okay.
Like I was just doing so much, but then it was weird because I was still pursuing acting at that time, and there were 2 instances where I had to drop out of school to pursue like an acting gig, because an acting gig would have taken me out for like 3 months.
Okay.
Like, there were 2 instances where it would have taken me out for more than 2 or 3 months.
Oh, wow.
One for a miniseries that I actually shot in Beijing when I was like 19 years old.
How'd you get that? You just fucking auditioned on like Actors Access or some
No,
shit?
dude, it actually was my freaking dorm mate. My dorm mate's dad was a producer.
See, that's why you go
He
to
was an independent producer, yeah.
Awesome.
And it was like a really random project, and I still don't know what the plans are, because they're still it was like really political, so it's just like kind of sitting somewhere until the right time to be released.
Exactly.
But it was also like a really crazy art film. Not like looking back at it, it's like, wow, this is like actually a really crazy sort of project that's just so untraditional. But I did that for like 3-4 months, and so I had to drop out of school.
Okay.
And then after that, there was another project I did in Colorado, which basically asked me to do the same thing. So I had to take like essentially a year off from school.
Wait, what project is this in Colorado?
Is
it out?
No, it's not out. It's on IMDb, but it's
God,
not
you're
out.
doing all these projects and no one can see it right now.
No. They cannot. It will be out one day. I just don't know when.
Is it also a political thing?
It
Is
was
that
also
why?
a political thing by
Okay.
the same producer, and it's just really interesting. I mean, I'm excited to see what it would look like one day, but I think that it was just it's so politically charged that I'm just not even like, I can't even unpack it in a single podcast.
You're doing school. You're doing the acting class. Good thing you're networking, so therefore you can be able to do these projects.
Yeah, and I think like the reel that I built, and also just everything, like I was always auditioning. Like even in Berkeley, man, there was like one instance where my manager got an audition for me, and this was actually for Emperor of Malibu. That I know Alan got. I saw Alan on the podcast the other day. Alan ended up booking it, which is so crazy.
That was a good podcast, by the way. Nice job, Alan.
Yeah, Alan, you killed it, man.
Yeah.
And so
it's doing numbers actually.
And so basically, like my manager sent me the audition, and I was like so all in on acting and I got this like 2 days before the audition.
Right.
That I like basically booked a Greyhound ticket, and I went to LA to audition.
Wow.
Didn't hear back, but it was totally worth it.
I think that's why I absolutely adore kind of your story.
Yeah.
Is that you, no matter what happens, you're like, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Oh, 100%.
And then let's just roll the dice. And I think that's why you get all these opportunities, because everything just like builds up.
Yes.
It's like, you know, you are little baby steps equal something bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I mean, there's so much that goes unnoticed, but to me, it's like everything has value. Like I feel like that's how you have to look at it.
Right.
I feel like if you're looking at it at any other way, then this like career, this industry, like being an entrepreneur is not for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's like saying you have to basically almost say yes to everything.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, do you watch Gary Vee?
Yes, I do watch Gary Vee.
So he's an interesting guy. I love him for a lot of reasons. I understand why people will have mixed opinions about him, but I came across something that he was saying the other day, and I was just like, yes, like in a nutshell, yes, like he did such a good job. 1 is greater than 0.
1 is
and
greater than 0.
And it's been on my mind this whole time.
Explain it to me.
So essentially, anything that is greater than 0 is a step forward. So whatever it is, like I think what he means is like cherishing the small wins. Like anything that you think isn't really worth anything but is greater than nothing is worth something, because it could lead to something else. So it's essentially like all of the little things.
I totally agree with that. How I get like most of my clients is stuff that I've done sometimes 7, 6, 8 years ago.
Wow.
And then your name just gets carried forward, and they go, hey, I was just talking to Rebecca.
Yeah.
And we were just sitting down during lunch.
Right, right.
And your name came up, and then I searched you, and you just had some sort of content, and then let's do something together. And I think
That's
that's the same thing
crazy.
with in your case.
Yeah, yeah.
Is you just continuously do something and then pretty soon, like, how did you hear about Smile Squad?
I just burped right now.
No, it's fine.
How did I hear about Smile Squad?
Well, I feel like you need a whip of some sort with your little outfit.
I do. I have a whip at home. I didn't bring it.
Oh, is it sexual?
I probably should. What?
Is it
No.
oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know what you're into.
It's completely cosmetic.
For now.
For now,
I'm
okay.
giving you ideas. Turn me around. Snap me back, please.
Yeah, so going back to the completely PG question of Smile Squad. So I remembered like seeing a couple of postings on actually some of the Asian networking pages on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Kevin. I don't know if you know Kevin.
He's the project manager of
He's
Smile
the project
Squad,
manager
yeah.
of Smile Squad. That's right. Yes,
He's
And
a G.
Yeah, he's done a lot for the Asian American community in entertainment. He's been around for quite a bit and worked with a lot of people.
Wow. Did not know that.
But now he's like full-time focused on Smile Squad.
Right.
And so he had been looking for like a creator for the team. And so I went out to hang out with him. And it was actually crazy because I came off of working with AJ Raphael, the musician.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, like very recently.
he performed at UC Berkeley twice.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
when I was there, and then
Whoa.
he wrote a song for one of my friends because he had a major crush on her.
Is it the girl he's dating now?
No, the girl that he wrote for, she's married now.
Whoa!
Yeah, I love it.
No, that's wild because at the time I was working with my friend and we wanted to make a music video for him. So we ended up doing that. And then I came off of that and apparently he had been working with AJ for a while too. So we're like immediately just like, whoa, like small world.
Small
sort of
world,
thing.
yeah.
But then we ended up talking and got to kind of explain my background. And this is what I kind of mean too by like 1 is greater than 0. It's like during those meetings, I felt like they were looking for something so specific because the creator position that I have now is extremely difficult. Like it's like you have to know how to shoot. You have to know, like, you have to understand a lot of like self creation. Like you need, and it's hard because I feel like a lot of people who have a good sense of self creation are doing it for themselves, like full time. Right. So, and for me, it was like I was so focused on college that right after coming out of college, I just had the skill set to immediately jump into this position.
Which you do. That's why you're a star.
Right. And so, thank you.
No, I'm being serious. I've never been wrong.
Oh, wow.
When I call someone
let's-
you're a star, they become...
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's manifest it.
No, it's true. You are a fucking star.
Thank you, man. But yeah, so it was like just jumping immediately into that and, into that environment. And then I felt like all of the things I did, even those little videos where I just kind of screwed around, was like, it just all contributed to something. It all contributed to like showing Markian, to showing the team like, hey, I can handle this. I could jump into this like kind of right away. And I did. Apparently of all the creators, we're actually working on acquiring another creator to work for the team.
She's so dope.
She's hilarious. She's so good at improv.
And she's like really good on social justice.
Dude, so good. Like her energy, man. Aphomia, shout out to you if you're listening. But yeah, I mean, like everybody on the team is killer. But apparently, I guess my training period was like the shortest, the most intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I think I did everything within like a month or 2 months. It was pretty intense.
Okay, explain this to me. So you're meeting up with Kevin, everything's building up, then the audition process happens.
Yeah,
I want to hear that story because
Oh,
I hear
yeah.
Markian's side, but I really want to hear.
Really?
I really want to hear.
Really?
I know that this is exciting for
Interesting.
me.
What part of the audition process? Because he just told you about the whole thing.
Yeah, he just told me about the whole thing and the different creators that are there, and then I would see
Yeah.
like clips of different people. And,
Oh my god, he showed you clips too.
dude, he's one of my best friends. He helps me with my
Wow.
stuff, and I love him so much.
Yeah. Whoa, oh my god,
he's
that's
a
so-
big inspiration to everything. in my life.
Yeah. He's amazing. Oh my god, I can't.
But anyway, tell me yours. I want to hear what actually happened.
my side. Oh my gosh.
So anybody that's listening right now, especially if they're coming from the Smile Squad, community, they were like, "What is Sam?"
Yeah, get the inside
story?
scoop. Oh my gosh.
Was there a whip involved?
No.
Okay.
No, thank goodness there wasn't. I feel like there would be lawsuits if,
Right,
if
just a
there
little
was. So the experience was, I feel like I had kind of like a leg up because I think Markian deep down after shooting with him, because I actually shot videos with him and met with him a couple times before my audition. So he's seen what it was like to work with me on a set, like on like a Smile Squad video in particular. And I feel like he kind of knew. I feel like he kind of knew I was it. Like just like he had a sense that I can handle it. And as long as I didn't completely blow the audition.
Well, what was the audition exactly? So they put a camera in front of you and they say, memorize these lines?
No.
Oh, I'm excited. Tell me, dude.
That. No. So they already expected me to have all my lines memorized. They actually gave me like 3 pages of Shakespearean monologue to memorize beforehand to make sure I had the intellect.
Okay.
I am totally screwing with you right now. None of that happened.
I don't.
I am making all of this up.
I don't remember that, but okay.
No. So it was so casual, man. Like I just came in, and we just kind of like talked. It was just like meeting the team for the first time, which was interesting. It was like pretty big team. I was a little bit nervous because of just everybody there, but it was super chill. I mean, the audition was very, very different than what I was used to because half of it is an interview, and half of it is like not even an interview, but like I don't even know what you would call like
it's like checking your vibe, you know?
Yeah, it's a vibe check for sure. But there was also moments where it was like, okay, we want you to direct scenes. I'm like, wait, what? Like that's the craziest audition ever. Like telling someone to like direct stuff, you know, in front of them. So I did the audition. The audition was so silly. I mean, I think that it was just the whole thing was a vibe check. I think they asked me to pretend I was in a game show. I was like in a dance battle, the greatest dance battle for $1 million or something like that.
Oh, how fun.
Show your craziest, funkiest moves. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go hard and just because I get what they're going with this.
Right.
They just want to make sure you're, you know, completely comfortable being yourself and completely unashamed.
Affable, gregarious.
Yeah. So I just started wall twerking.
Really?
Yeah. Like I literally got on my hands and threw my feet up on the wall. And
But you're
I
not
started
joking.
twerking.
You really did this?
I really did this.
This is
you
so dope.
You didn't see the clips?
No, I was watching your sketches that you're in. I didn't see this part of you.
Oh, yeah. No, I started wall twerking, and I think that's what won them over.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And then after.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was fun. I also was wearing these Nikes that like had so much grip because they were basketball shoes.
Right.
And I tried doing like the moonwalk, and it was like it just went. It was so loud, and everybody was so uncomfortable, but I just kept doing it. It was pretty funny.
Oh my God. I never heard. Oh, that's crazy. You got a job because you decided to twerk.
Yeah.
And not as a stripper. You got something that has wholesome content on the internet.
It's kind of crazy, actually. Like, I feel like that's like, what a story to tell, like, people one day. Like, what did I do for, like, my first, like, job? Oh, yeah. In the interview, I wall twerked.
I shook my ass and we're good to go. Was it in silence?
No. Oh.
Or was there music playing? I can only imagine that. Holy shit.
No, they didn't even play music.
So you're just being silent.
Yeah. Well, it helped because everybody was enjoying it. So, you know, I was doing it off of the, you know, the beat of the laughter. But
that's nice.
People were having a good time.
I want to see that one day.
Yeah.
But you have to
not.
like undress.
No.
And there'll be a whip involved. I don't know.
You have to pay a premium for that.
So what is like like $2?
$2? Nah.
That's pretty
what do you think I am, man? That's so low.
Sorry.
$20.
$2.50.
Come on.
Okay. $2.50. So what does a day in the life of like Sam Lee look like, I guess, for Smile Squad?
Dude, wake up, shoot videos, go to bed.
Really? Is that how it is?
No, it's more like wake up.
Do you have like a time schedule? Like I'm going to shoot from like 9 to 5.
Yeah. It's a nice time schedule. Like I'll shoot. I'll wake up. I mean, sometimes I'll get stuff done, but man, lately I've been going to bed so late. It's been so bad. But
like, what are you doing during this whole quarantine besides like filming? Like, so you wake up and then you film from like 9 to 5, then you send that footage to the editor. But then where else? What's the other time going to?
Honestly, a lot of little things like I think just adult things, You know, like as adults, you know how you just have to do things
Like taxes.
Yes, no, that's actually that
I
has
had to
been
extend
taking up
my
my
taxes
time.
because of it.
Oh, really?
Did you extend it till October 15th as well?
No, my mom is like big in taxes and was like, "No, I'm taking care of your taxes."
Oh, that's so nice.
So I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh shit!" But apparently she's not. She doesn't want to do that anymore. So lately, I've been talking to some people,
Bookkeeper.
bookkeepers.
If you need anything, let me know. I have a
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
So now that you like have been in Smile Squad and you understand, how do you go viral on the internet with sketches?
Oh yeah,
Like,
dude.
what is the secret? That's what people really want to know.
Bro, the secret sauce is the secret sauce. You know, I feel like going organically viral is actually really tough these days. Like probably on TikTok is like the best way to go organically viral, I would say, for like smaller beginning creators. But I think the golden era of like traditional like, you know, internet platforms like YouTube or Facebook is definitely more like hindered now. I think a lot of people, like I've seen, use like sponsored posts, like where they'll like pay money to like run ads on their post, and if they somehow get traction, then their organic reach becomes higher.
That's
in
what
the
Alan
future.
is doing. That's what I'm helping Alan do right now for his Facebook.
Oh,
channel.
really?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's actually doing like paid.
paid,
Like,
but
some
you
It's like hyper targeted.
it's targeted in a way where over time the organic reach
Yes.
will, you know, go over the paid, and the pretty soon
yeah.
you'll just have organic reach.
Yeah. So I would say, I mean, I feel like that is like the way to do it if you're starting
But
out.
when you think of a viral video, what are the things?
What are
that
the
you're
key components?
Yeah, that you are. That you
I think
do?
it's got to be shareability.
Okay.
Like people need to want to share it with their friends. I think the quality matters so much. Like even if you look at viral videos that you feel like are so low quality, and the first ones I could come up with are like RDC World videos. Have you seen RDC World?
No,
They do like what anime be like videos.
no, I've never seen that.
Dude, it's just literally a group of kids, like 6 friends making like terrible videos. Like in theory, they're terrible. They're like handheld, like shoot off your phone videos.
Right.
And it's so simplistic. And
Right.
all their videos are like 1 minute. And like the other minute is like ads. It's crazy. It's like 2-minute video, and the ad runs longer than the actual video sometimes.
Right.
And it's getting millions and millions of views on YouTube and Facebook. And they just make like, you know, these very short form content. But if you look at it, it's so simple. It almost looks so like, well, that's just kids making stuff in their backyards.
Right.
But if you really break it down, quality wise, it's completely under control. Like it's like the sound isn't jarring.
Right.
They do little things so that the whole thing feels smooth.
Okay.
You know? And they don't the acting, the performing, all of that. It's not even that great.
But the subject is so relatable.
But the subject is so relatable. So I feel like quality is super important.
Quality of relatability.
Quality, relatability. If we're talking about like humorous social media videos, like obviously I think a unique sense of humor is very important too.
I feel like, I don't know about you, but I feel a lot of the type of humor that does well on the internet is those awkward moments.
Yeah.
Instead of like a Will Ferrell, to me, won't do well online, but someone who is like Liza Koshy, for example, or any of those individuals, it's like those edits that can be like zoomed in, and there's that weird little noise type of
Internet
thing.
humor is interesting. It's very tricky. I'm trying to because there are moments where it works, where there are moments where I feel like traditional humor works, but I feel like so much of it is like attention span is so short
That the pacing has to be cut,
it's like the punchline has to start right away.
Punchline has
That's
to start
kinda
right
like the
away,
thing.
and there's always got to be a weird cut, and then a zoom maybe.
Yeah.
Or it's
Yeah.
very direct.
Yeah.
There's a very sharpness to it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like you don't really have time to make because what's interesting is the reason what I'm saying with how the punchline has to happen right away is like the setup sometimes is like the video title.
Yes.
People who click on the video title, that's the setup. That's the context you need. You don't have to establish a scene. It's not like a movie where you want layers and you want it to be surprising. You want it to be unexpected. It's like you do want those elements, but you kind of have to get their attention. You kind of have to get viewer attention right off the bat.
It's like there's no build up anymore with the jokes on the internet.
Yeah, well, I think you could still do a build up, but just not in the sense of like if you came from like a screenwriting background,
Right.
It's like you can't really write like a short film.
I feel
and
yeah,
have it
that's like so
do
hard
well.
because sometimes
unless it's super
because
relevant.
sometimes it's predictable where you're watching something, you're like, okay, a punchline's about to come up. A punchline's about to come up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's expected that this is about to happen.
Yeah. Well, because even with Facebook now, you can track like minutes watched.
Exactly.
You could track watch time, and this is every video. This is not any special case, but every video after the 1 minute mark drops. Every video after their 1 minute grace period, viewership just falls off a cliff.
So you're gonna try to put your best stuff right in the very beginning.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
I miss movies so much.
Yeah.
I really
Dude,
do.
you know what's sad?
Because
Sometimes I'll watch a movie
yeah,
and I can't not look at my phone.
that's
It's
what's
fucking embarrassing.
It's so that's what I hate. I was watching
Yeah.
Hamilton with a bunch of my friends
Oh my God, yeah.
the other day, and I'm fucking enjoying it. And everyone's talking, and there's like a critique here, and someone's looking at their phone.
Oh, yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
thinking to myself, "Shut the fuck up!
Yeah. Oh, I feel
Let's
you,
watch
Andre.
this right now."
Yeah. Well,
And that's what I
Hamilton
meant,
is
though, too.
that was crazy. I could not keep up with it. Also, there's a police siren.
That's
going
fine.
by.
That's what I really miss about movies. I miss
Yeah,
just
yeah.
going, everyone's phone's off,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
could just sit there and be transported into another world. Even
Yeah.
when I'm watching like the Umbrella Academy or anything, I feel myself going, I just wonder what happens if I just skip ahead for a second
yeah,
and just
yeah.
see what happens.
right.
Do you do that? Like I didn't even finish Stranger Things season 3. I was like skipping around so much.
that?
And I'm upset at myself for it because
I think a good show I don't do that for, but you know what I do that for? Anime.
oh
Because I watched the whole Attack on Titan series
yeah.
in less than 12 hours, and this was like when they had 2 seasons.
And is it because you were looking at your phone at the same time? and
No,
everything?
it's because I skipped all the backstory and I only watched the fights. Do you do that?
yes.
Yeah, dude, it's embarrassing.
That's why I miss movies because I want to get lost and like enjoy the experience
Yeah.
to the fullest.
yeah. Well,
Because some stories deserve the big screen. Some
Yeah.
stories deserve your phone being
No,
off.
I agree. I absolutely like when I was gonna say when you're in a movie theater, like when I go out to watch a movie in the movie theaters and I'm paying premium dollars, like I'm there because I want to be
Yeah.
on a ride.
Turn off your fucking phone. Let's
Yes.
get busy with
If you're
it.
in a movie theater, turn off your phone.
Dude, one of the best movie experiences that I've ever had. There's this movie called It's Complicated with Alec Baldwin, Meryl Streep, and Steve
That sounds
Martin.
very familiar.
These like old people that have like this, there's a triangle of love.
Yeah.
And I watched it by myself. I had the theater to myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is why we go to the movies, just
That's
so that we can
awesome.
get lost in
That's awesome.
stories that need to be told.
But it's hard when you're streaming stuff, like when I'm watching stuff like at home, it's so hard to not look at my phone.
Imagine watching Endgame, but on your little computer screen.
Oh my gosh.
You don't feel the audience like yelling and screaming.
Oh,
you don't
yeah,
feel
it's
the
the whole
tears
thing.
next to you. You don't feel
Yeah,
your
yeah.
like buddy grabbing your neck and just
Yeah,
breaking
yeah.
down and crying. That's what I
You
miss.
lose all of that. Imagine watching a horror film. Oh, actually, I mean, a horror film might be a little different alone. But like, I was watching Get Out, like just streaming it, and
Yeah.
I was like, this is not the same experience.
It's not the same.
as like premiere night.
God damn it, I miss movies. I cannot wait in
coming.
2024 when I finally see your face in the
2024.
theater.
2023, man. Come on, give me some cred.
I mean, do you think we'll be back in the movie theater by 2023?
Oh, I thought you meant more like
Because the vaccine's
the escalation of my
2021,
career, but
and then maybe people will starting to go outside by
no,
2022.
I think it's gonna come a lot faster. You could already be watching movies in movie theaters like in different parts of like America. Like if you go to the
Corona.
more rural parts, I know. Well, coronavirus doesn't exist in like certain states.
That is
Like
true.
I'm not kidding. Like
Like North
in
Dakota.
certain- like in like in smaller
Montana.
towns.
My friend just went to Montana, and she was like,
I just kind of got back from Montana.
"Oh, you did?
I
Is
was
that
in
why you're
Montana
wearing
2 days ago.
Is that why you're wearing the outfit that you're wearing?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I came back from Wyoming.
God,
That's
you look
why
so
I look
cool.
like I came back from a rodeo.
You have like a safari outfit almost.
Yeah, someone called me the Pakistani Indiana Jones.
Okay, I see.
That doesn't
that.
even make sense. I don't know where they got Pakistani from. But
I mean, I see like the Chinese Indiana Jones,
yeah.
but I know you're not
see that.
Chinese. But
I
you
am
know.
Chinese. Oh, I am Chinese.
Why did I think that you're Korean this entire time?
It's not the first time I've gotten that. So
Fuck.
yeah, but yeah, Wyoming, man. It's a fun place. Very different from the rest of California.
Well, how's it different?
Dude,
Less diverse?
I don't even know. Well, yeah, less diverse, but like
Open space.
open space,
Quiet.
like landscape wise,
Trees.
culture wise, everything wise, man. It's very different. Economics wise.
Were you just there for vacation or to film something?
No, I was there. I was there to visit my mom. She got laid off, so
Wait, you're from Wyoming originally?
No. She got laid off, so she went to. Imagine, dude, that'd be crazy.
What the fuck?
That would be crazy.
That's so random.
That would be random. Yeah, but no, I'm not. I'm not. From
Wait, are your
Wyoming.
parents divorced?
Yeah.
Okay, this
They're
makes
divorced.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have a sister.
What is she up to these days?
She's in Wyoming.
Oh, how
She's in-
cute.
yeah, she's in Wyoming with my mom, enjoying life.
So she's like 19.
We're twins. I'm a twin. Fun fact.
Wow. Look at you.
Yeah.
A Chinese twin.
Yeah. They call
I don't
it,
know why that means anything, but
No, it does. It does. It does.
Isn't
'cause
like
if you-
something to do with
Well, I was gonna say. That's funny. I thought you knew. So in China, if you have like a boy and a girl twin,
yeah.
they call it a long feng tai instead of a shuang bao tai. Shuang bao tai.
How do you say it? Long feng tui?
Long feng. Is it twi or tai? Oh my gosh, I'm like such a
Cantonese?
bad Chinese person right now. Long feng tai. Shuang bao tai. Yeah, it means basically twin. One of them means twin, but then the other one means phoenix dragon twin.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You guys rise from the ashes.
Yeah, something. Well, it's more like the dragon is like male and the phoenix is like female. Which
Your
is
sister
why they-
rises from the ashes. Nothing
Yeah.
can get to her.
Yeah, and I'm just, I guess, this dragon.
Yeah.
That's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so dope. It's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. So I have a twin. What about you? Do you have siblings?
Yes, I have 6 younger siblings.
6.
Yeah. It's very
All
it's
blood related, and that's
all
a weird
blood
question.
related.
I just want to check.
It's all blood related. Sometimes it's
Okay.
like very stressful in the group chats because there's always like someone
yeah.
getting upset sometimes.
Oh, I can imagine.
But we're very, very strong. They're
Yeah.
my rock. They're my everything.
Yeah.
And I'll be there.
I bet.
Yeah. I mean, single
Wow.
mom. So
Whoa.
I know.
Same. But with
Look at us.
6 siblings, that's a different.
Oh my
story.
God. But I absolutely love it. I talk to one of them at least every day
Oh wow.
on the
Yeah.
phone. So
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of them, either they're calling me for something.
Yeah. Right.
Though they were fucking pissed when I got the coronavirus
Why?
because I test every week and I was negative.
Yeah.
And then I saw them over the weekend before.
Oh no.
And my housemate,
yeah.
he goes outside, doesn't wear a mask,
Yeah.
works at a company, and one of his coworkers got it, didn't tell any of us.
Oh.
And so he wakes up on Monday. And remember, I saw my family like on Saturday and I
Yeah.
came home Sunday.
Yeah.
And he arrived and he's like, I can't taste my taste buds.
Oh.
And I'm like, fuck. So I go to the Venice urgent care right away.
Yeah.
Pay $125. I'm positive. And then you have to tell everybody. And holy shit, people were like,
I'm a little
angry.
nervous because honestly, like I felt like I had maybe some symptoms,
Okay.
maybe a little bit here and there.
Do you think are you okay?
I can't know. I can't tell. That's why I had to get tested. But I'm
glad
not
you
gonna
did.
sit around and be like, no, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. No,
No, just be careful.
yeah,
Good thing you're young.
yeah.
I mean,
I
you
think getting tested is the key.
don't have diarrhea or anything, right?
No.
Headaches, fatigue.
So a little bit of that, but I can't tell if that's like just stress or like not really eating right, because there's also a lot of other things that went into like me feeling the way, like not getting a lot of sleep.
Okay,
some
that
nights
makes a lot of
before,
sense.
Stress, like just general stress from like work and like, you know, chores and stuff like that.
Yes. The taxes.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to figure, well, because I'm trying to start a business. I'm trying to be like legally a business. So I'm like going through the whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're trying to be like an LLC right now?
Yeah.
Oh shit, for the Sam Lee.
Yeah. Sam
What were
Lee
you trying to
TV
create?
Inc.
Well, I mean, we're gonna end soon, so maybe you can promote. What are you trying to do with Sam Lee Inc?
Oh, I mean, it's just me. It's just me, my personal brand. You know, it ranges from. It's just really an entertainment.
Do you have a website?
No.
Okay, so
I really
so you
don't.
know how like I'll leave with this because I wanted. Don't forget, create your own little domain.
Yeah.
Also, make sure that right now you create an email mailing list.
Oh, okay.
So that way, just in case if anything happens,
Yeah.
at least you still have that core audience. Because an algorithm might change, an
right,
app
right.
might get banned. You never know what might
Right,
happen.
right.
But if you have like that email list
Right.
that grows exponentially, then you can continuously email them at least like once a month or whatever you want to do, and you can still have that core base.
That's actually kind of amazing.
Like, I wish I
Yeah.
started it sooner, but I do this for all my clients.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have no idea. Have you ever heard of the rule of like 1,000 true fans? So in
No.
2008, there's an article, I forget who, but his last name is Kelly, where he wrote an article about if you have 1,000 true fans,
Yeah.
you can be a creator and be living as a creator for the rest of your life, because all these 1,000 people, all they have to do is maybe give you like $5 or $10 a month or $10 for your product.
Just for the support.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
imagine if you have, like, I have one client, he has over 10,000 users on his email list.
Yeah.
And I was able to create like a really good campaign because he launched this product.
Right.
And I was able to help him generate $70,000 like in 5 days. I'm not saying that
I could use that.
Right. I'm not saying that it's all about money. I'm just saying that if you have an email list, there is something.
It's like a safety net, right?
Yeah, safety net, but also it's like very personable. If the subject title is really good, if the written word it touches your heart. I mean, you get emails all the time, right? Probably.
I get a lot more DMs, but
It's exactly like a DM,
yeah.
but instead it's an email,
Right.
right? And so there's that one connection.
That that wouldn't be bad, because I definitely feel like even when I'm responding to people on Instagram, like it's like very exciting
Right.
for both parties to be talking
Right.
and like communicating, just because that's like the power of social media.
Right.
So I feel like I would make a really great smooth
Dude,
transition.
it's
doing
so
that.
intimate.
What would you
like, even when
recommend?
you vent?
Yeah.
MailChimp.
What, MailChimp?
So MailChimp, yeah. So have you heard of like Mia Finney? You know Mia Finney, right? Okay, Alan Chicken Chow.
Yes.
So he has a website. You go to it. There's his
Yes.
photo, and there's a little email like just sign up for exclusive content and updates. And that's it.
Yeah.
And then he's piling up emails, and he just sends like an automated message, and
Yeah,
his
yeah.
fans feel like they're loved. And what's so cool is, let's say for example,
yeah.
Sam, you're feeling down one day, but you want to inspire people.
Yeah.
You just sit down, you write a little message. Holy crap, the replies that you get, people are like, oh my God, I love you, Sam. I cannot believe you do this. Because
That'd be nice.
that used to be my job, as I created like email campaigns for creators and stuff.
Yeah.
And the messages that people get when they get like a really nice email from their fucking person that they in a way idolize.
Right.
When your movie comes out,
Right,
guess
right.
what? You could be like, hey guys,
New movies coming out.
not only that, but because you're on the email list, here's a special little link.
That's true.
Bing, bada,
actually,
boom.
yeah.
You're
What would you recommend for me as a creator? Because I guess my business really is like making videos.
Right.
Like just either, making videos, social media videos, or working and like, collaborating with brands, doing brand deals. Because that's mainly my source of income right now.
There's brand
as a
deals,
creator.
yes.
Brand deals and videos.
right. I think you can pay like $250 a video, $300 a video. I know that you're your salary now.
Yeah.
You have
there's-
health insurance, which is really good.
Yeah, I think I'm still trying to figure everything out with that, but it's like I feel like mainly for the emails and stuff, and if I were to start my core audience, it would have to do something with like I feel like I'm just trying to think like what would be the best way to go about it. Like,
I think
for the mailing list.
I think the best way to go about it is you have 80,000 people on your Instagram.
Close to it, yes.
Yes.
Actually,
79,000.2 since I logged.
Point one or two.
Yeah. See, I paid attention.
Yeah.
You are a star.
Dude, you know what's crazy?
Is that you're
Just-
authentic and beautiful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that of course. It's been my social media growth has been crazy. Like I can't comprehend it sometimes. Just last year, like this, like
Well, Smile Squad is helping out also because you have a really good, like, affable energy. Thank God that you're also Asian. And a lot of no, I'm being
God.
serious. Like, look at like a lot of Asian creators on the
Yeah.
internet are growing exponentially right now because
Yeah.
it's a really good thing.
Yeah.
And you deserve it. Your content
you.
is good.
I try
so
really hard to even
It
from my
shows.
Instagram to
It
for
shows.
people to have fun.
It definitely shows.
Yeah.
And so what I would do is so think about your for brands especially and just for your audience. Think about your Instagram profile as kind of like your dating profile. That's how I view every creator. So you have like the one snippet of yourself, which makes
Right.
it easy for someone to go, I understand who this person is, and I would love for them to DM.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
have it, and then you just have a little link to your website,
Right.
and that's it. And maybe once in a while during your stories, you could
Yeah.
say, hey guys, swipe up, go to my email list because I'm doing exclusive content. Now you have your core base.
Yeah.
Then when it comes to brands, Mia Finney's doing this, and she has like 300,000 on Instagram, but I'm working with her right now.
Yeah.
And she DMs so many brands. Like last week, we set up like a little message, and she sent over 50 DMs to brands, so that way she could hopefully work with them. And here's the key. So this is what you do. If you're a go-getter, so it's kind of cool. So you go to LinkedIn.
Right.
And you look for the company that you kind of want to work with. Let's say, for example, it's Nike. Okay?
That would be a dream.
All right.
Yeah.
So you look at Nike, and then you start looking at people that are in the marketing department, especially when it comes to partnerships.
Right.
You find that person. You find their email. You could do that through LinkedIn. You could do that through Google search. Mm-hmm. And then you also find their Instagram. Mm-hmm. So not only do you email them,
you just connect with them on all fronts.
But also you DM them. And it's just such a short message. It's hey, love your stuff. Saw you on LinkedIn. Just letting you know, I would love to work with you. And my audience is, 80% female at this age. Because what brands want to know is like, are you marketable to a certain demo?
Sure. Yeah.
So those are the two things I would do. If you want to, I would start that email list.
Yeah.
Create that connection right there. And that way you can bring them wherever you want to bring them. Yeah. And then afterwards, also DM like 50, brands and their people as much as you can. And then it always adds up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, have you heard of Community? Community is like this texting SMS. Like, it's like MailChimp, but it's all text message. Check it out. But you just apply to different...
Well, I definitely feel like we have a separate conversation after the podcast.
Right. Well, when we have... I just want you to succeed.
More, no, thank you. Yeah, that's really helpful. Actually, that's like very smart.
I mean, we'll end like in 5 minutes or whatever, but this is... we will end in 5 minutes. Thank you so much to your girlfriend, by the way, and the dogs.
Oh, yeah. No, she's having a good time.
There's one thing... So the reason why I love Alan, and Markian and I actually were talking about this the other day. I was saying the reason why I root for you, Markian, and root for you, Alan, and Mia, and also Sam, is because when society looks at you, you're kind of like the unpopular, popular people. They look at you and they don't give you. Okay, when sometimes you look at someone, you're like, okay, this person's a leader, and they're given the opportunity to become a leader. Does this make sense?
Right.
And so the idea in this case is when they look at you, they go, "This."
Oh, got some.
It's don't worry, Mr. Pfeiffer. Don't worry, it's my sound effects. But anyway, with that said, where can people find you?
They could find me on my new mailing list that I'll... you can find me on Instagram at The Samly TV Incorporated. It's just at TheSamli TV. On Facebook, you can follow me at Samly TV.
Yes, follow him, everyone. Yeah. He is beautiful. I love him so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Was this okay? This is fun, right?
Yeah, this is
Thank
great.
You for,
First time doing podcast.
Yes, I love it.
Speaking into a sock microphone.
Okay, bye everyone.
All right, goodbye.
I need a haircut.
Keep smiling.